Live from Chicago, this is Fox 32 News at noon.
And right now at noon, a SWAT situation on the southwest side. What we know so far.
The man accused of murdering his wife now charged. Details on Adam Beckerink's first court appearance. That's next.
And we want to take you live outside. Another beautiful look at the city. Sunshine out there. We're so glad you're with us.
That is a postcard view there. Nice and sunny out there. But we do start with breaking news this noon as we thank you for joining us. I'm Anthony Ponce in for Sylvia.
And I'm Natalie Baumke.
All right, we're tracking a SWAT situation right now following a shooting on the southwest side of the city as we take a look at some footage from Sky Fox. This is over 26th and Lawndale. Police say a victim driving in a car was shot. His vehicle crashed. We don't know yet how the SWAT situation developed after that. We are hearing that the shooting victim is in critical condition now. We will keep you updated throughout the hour and, of course, all the latest online.
But first, let's take you outside once again. Another vantage point from the north side looking at the Chicago skyline. And we want to send it over to Caitlin Cody because today's going to warm up nicely.
Very beautiful. But if you looked at that live shot, you could see the camera was shaking a little bit. We have gusty winds, but the clouds, they're moving out and the temperatures are climbing. We do expect highs to be around 50 today. Currently, we're sitting at 46 degrees from the lakefront down to Gary, 46 at O'Hare and Midway, 43 from Aurora to 46 at Woodstock as well as LaSalle. So we already feel good and we look good too. Our day planner has those highs at about 50 degrees this afternoon. A few of us pushing into the low 50s. And then by this evening, 47 degrees with partly cloudy skies. We have changes brewing as soon as tonight. The clouds build and we have the chance for a little bit of light snow around for tomorrow. Temperatures are going to be hitting their peak early tomorrow and then we're dropping and then we're staying cold. On Thursday, a high of about 25 degrees. We're going to have some lake effect snow set up in portions of northwest Indiana and southwestern Michigan where inches of snowfall are possible even into Thursday. I'll show you the timing of the wet weather, how much snow we expect there, and we'll take a look at that all-important Bears forecast for this weekend as temperatures are going to get quite chilly. I'll give you a little preview. We're talking about highs on Sunday in the teens.
Woo!
All the details coming up.
All right, thank you, Caitlin. Happening today, a court hearing just ended for the man accused of murdering his wife. Prosecutors say Adam Beckerink killed Caitlin Tracy by throwing her down the steps in a South Loop high-rise back in 2024.
This is a live pic right outside the courtroom at 26th and Cal. In the lobby there. Beckerink has been formally charged with first-degree murder. Casey Cronus is at the courthouse. She will be bringing us the very latest coming up. She's probably making her way out of the courtroom and what we call the bullpen right there where all the cameras are set up and you can see the podium right there ready to go. We'll see if we hear from any of the attorneys involved in this case.
In the meantime, several violent attacks on the CTA recently have violence interrupters doing their part to keep passengers safe.
Yes, Roseanne Tejas has the latest on their efforts.
Well, this group has special training in violence prevention, and they rode the CTA last night, hoping to provide some extra protection for passengers who may be wary after all those recent incidents. The group gathered at Staten Lake at 9 o'clock last night, boarding a Blue Line train to the last Chicago stop in Austin. It comes after the most recent violent incident, a stabbing on the Blue Line at Clark and Lake early Saturday that killed a 37-year-old man. In October, a woman was also badly burned when she was set on fire on the Blue Line. Early Sunday on the Red Line, another man was stabbed after arguing on a train near the 69th Street stop. Violence interrupters say they're specially trained to de-escalate dangerous situations.
And when people start talking crazy, we know how to meet them where they are and not talk crazy back to them, but work it out with them so they don't harm anybody. And I know for a fact we probably could have prevented some of them stabbings from taking place out here on CTA if we were present.
And some passengers say they welcome any intervention. How do you feel on the trains?
You know what, to be honest, not that safe because I do take the train early, so and I'm a girl, so it's a little dangerous sometimes.
So I've never had any bad experiences myself. My girlfriend has had an experience or two by herself. So, I mean, if there's a group of people that are just trying to look out for everybody else, then I guess I don't see a problem with that.
Other riders say they've already noticed safety improvements.
Actually, no, it's actually gotten a little better. now that because I ride it every day. It's my commute, you know, it's how I get to work. I see a lot of security there, and they're definitely taking it a lot more serious. So, you know, I'd say I'm pretty happy with how things are heading.
They say they plan to ride the trains at 2 in the morning in the coming weeks. That's the time when most of those violent incidents occur. We should point out the CTA is already under scrutiny. If they don't step up safety plans, the federal government is threatening to yank about $50 million in federal funding. In the Loop, Roseanne Tejas, Fox Chicago.
After a weekend of protests, people continue to gather in Minneapolis over concerns about the Trump administration's immigration policy.
It comes as the state of Minnesota files a lawsuit calling for changes to ICE's tactics. Caroline Elliott has more.
Protesters are back out here at this federal building just outside of Minneapolis as state officials are now taking this fight to court. Go back! Officers shooting pepper balls and deploying tear gas to break up protests in Minneapolis as arrests continued overnight. Crowds have gathered outside the federal building each day, calling for justice after the fatal shooting of a woman by an ICE agent. It's one of many demonstrations across the country demanding accountability.
This is just an example of the disgusting actions that have been taken by the Department of Homeland Security.
With DHS pledging to deploy additional immigration officers, Minnesota is taking its fight to court. The state joined Illinois in filing separate lawsuits against the Trump administration, arguing its immigration crackdown is violating the Constitution and straining local police resources.
Emergency operations have been activated across our city and state agencies, pulling focus on daily core services that we, by the way, are tasked with providing.
But DHS is accusing state and local officials of prioritizing politics over public safety. They say some of the people they've arrested have lengthy criminal records, including convictions of sodomy, rape, and sexual assault.
When you look at the list of the illegal criminals that ICE is removing from our communities every day, not a single person in those protests would want those individuals in your neighborhood.
And today, President Trump took to Truth Social, telling the people of Minnesota to fear not, saying that the day of reckoning and retribution is coming. Just outside of Minneapolis, Caroline Elliott, Fox News.
Former Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot has been sued over unpaid credit card debt. J.P. Morgan Chase filed the lawsuit against her last year. Bank claims Lightfoot failed to pay more than $11 grand in credit card bills. Says the last payment she made was $5,000 in late August. Lightfoot served as Chicago's mayor between 2019 and 2023 and has declined to comment on this lawsuit.
Illinois State University breaking ground on a major construction project today.
Yes, they are looking to transform the Wonsuk Kim College of Fine Arts.
Governor Pritzker was there for the groundbreaking ceremony this morning. ISU says construction will modernize and expand facilities across the Fine Arts campus while replacing the building for the School of Theater and Dance. This is going to cost the state of Illinois nearly $83 million. The dean of the College of Fine Arts talked about the impact this project will have on the school.
This project, though, is more than just buildings. It's a pledge. It's a declaration to students, staff, faculty, alumni, community members, our namesake, that arts and design at Illinois State University will continue to thrive, to inspire, and to transform.
Construction is scheduled to be complete in 2028. Well, it is 12:08. We've got more news here on Fox 32 News at noon.
Welcome back. New developments in the Jeffrey Epstein case. Why Congress wants to hear from former President Bill Clinton and his wife. We'll talk about that.
Yeah, we've got it as breaking news here. Former President Bill Clinton and former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton could soon be held in contempt of Congress.
Yes, the couple refusing to testify before the House Oversight Committee about their relationship with Jeffrey Epstein. Republican House Oversight Committee Chair James Comer says former President Clinton didn't show up for a scheduled deposition at House offices today. Comer says they are not accusing Clinton of any wrongdoing. They just want to ask him some questions.
One reason I think most Americans want President Clinton to answer some questions is because he visited the White House. Jeffrey Epstein visited the White House 17 times while Bill Clinton was president. I've been in Congress 9 years. I think I've been to the White House 9 times in 9 years. And then we know that Bill Clinton flew on Epstein's plane somewhere around 27 times after the presidency. So no one's accusing Bill Clinton of any wrongdoing. We just have questions.
Hillary Clinton was subpoenaed to speak before that panel tomorrow. We will have much more on this coming up on the news at 4 o'clock. Meantime, President Trump is taking action against Iran for its crackdown on protesters.
He says countries doing business with Iran will face 25% tariffs from the U.S. Human rights groups are now reporting at least 646 people have been killed in the crackdown on demonstrators, although some of those estimates are now in the thousands. But today, Iran eased some restrictions on its people and for the first time in days allowed them to make phone calls abroad. It did not ease restrictions on internet or allow texting services.
The situation deteriorating with more than 600 demonstrators killed in the last week, though opposition leaders say the real number is in the thousands. Rebecca Castor has more on this from Washington.
After 4 days of being cut off from the world, information is slowly starting to trickle out of Iran, where demonstrators have been facing off against security forces for more than a week. There's said to be heavy security in the capital, Tehran. One witness told Fox News the protest sites resembled a battlefield, with police using live ammunition against protesters. Some experts say it's a sign of desperation.
Their economy is in free fall. They're suffering from a shortage of water. All of those things have fueled these protests, and it threatens Iran's regime.
But Iran's government is claiming the situation is under control, even as the death toll continues to climb.
Our people have shown that they defend Iran with full authority and complete courage.
Tehran says communication with the White House remains open, and they're pushing diplomacy as President Trump threatens military action, though some administration officials say a U.S. strike on Iran is not imminent.
Right now, it's really a matter of watching what is an organic movement coming up from very, very disgruntled, rightfully so, Iranian people.
And most experts agree if the U.S. gets involved, it likely won't cause a regime change.
It's really unclear whether this sort of intervention will result in much.
Iran is also said to be moving sensitive equipment and military hardware to bomb-proof bunkers in preparation for possible American airstrikes. And defense forces in Israel are now on high alert for possible Iranian airstrikes that could follow any U.S. intervention. In Washington, Rebecca Castor, Fox Chicago.
New Pentagon review could impact women serving in military combat roles. According to NPR, the review calls for the Army and Marine Corps to submit data on readiness, training, performance, and casualties. Now, before joining the Trump administration, Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth had advocated against women serving in combat roles, writing in his book that they cannot physically meet the same standards as men. And happening right now, the U.S. Supreme Court is hearing two separate cases about two state laws that ban transgender participation in school sports. One case centers around a high school sophomore in West Virginia, born a biological male, who's sued to be able to play on girls' sports teams. And the other stems from a trans athlete suing to play on the Boise State women's sports teams.
We know that there are physical characteristics that men have that give them an unfair advantage on the playing field.
I wish these people would educate themselves just so they would know that I'm just there to have a good time. That's it. But it hurts sometimes. Like, it gets to me sometimes.
The justice's decision could impact everything from bathroom access to the midterm elections. A ruling is expected by the summer.
Arizona Senator Mark Kelly is suing the Pentagon over Pete Hegseth's push to demote the Democrat from his retired Navy captain rank. Comes 6 months after Kelly participated in a video urging troops to, quote, refuse illegal orders. Kelly claims that Hegseth's move violates his free speech.
Pete Hegseth's unconstitutional crusade against me sends a chilling message to every retired member of the military. If you speak out and say something that the President and Secretary of Defense doesn't like, you will be censured, threatened with demotion, or even prosecuted.
Mark Kelly was one of 6 Democrats who released a video in November urging service members to defy any illegal orders. New security footage shows an arson at a Mississippi synagogue. The FBI says 19-year-old Stephen Pittman targeted the Beth Israel congregation in Jackson because of its, quote, Jewish ties. The suspect could be seen pouring a flammable liquid on the floor and a couch in the lobby of that building. He was later arrested. Fortunately, nobody was hurt. The Beth Israel synagogue is the oldest synagogue in the state of Mississippi.
We want to give you another check of the forecast here. Another beautiful look at the city. Fox 32 meteorologist Caitlin Cody joining us now for another look at what's in store today.
A beautiful day to get outside, really. It's going to be mild and sunny, and we have snow on the way as soon as tomorrow. So things are changing fast, and temperatures are going in the opposite direction as we head on into your weekend. So talking about our current conditions, it's really perfect. 46 degrees at the lakefront, Gary, Midway at 46, 43 in Aurora. Temperatures are feeling good for all of us. Our low spot there in DeKalb at 41. I do see a 45 there in Valpo, 43 at Michigan City. So it is going to be a mild afternoon, pushing to these upper 40s and low 50s. Wind gusts, though, have been quite strong. Right now, we're still seeing gusty winds in Waukegan at about 30 miles per hour, 25 miles per hour at Midway, 33 in Gary, 28 in Valpo. So it is gusty at this early afternoon hour. And as far as the sky cover goes, we're seeing the clouds break apart from Chicago points north, but south of the city still holding on to the clouds, especially in LaSalle and in Grundy County, Kankakee, Jasper, Newton counties. It is quite cloudy for you, but we're all nice and dry. Let's take you through the rest of your day. Again, highs pushing to about 50. Then this evening, the clouds move in and we have the chance for some wet weather early tomorrow in the form of snow. Now we expect under an inch for most in Chicagoland, with the exception of northwest Indiana and southwest Michigan. I do want to point out by 11:30 tomorrow, we're already back down into the 20s. Tomorrow it is going to be a colder day, especially in the afternoon. That lake effect snow continues from Porter County points east all the way through Wednesday evening on into Thursday even. But for the rest of us, it's generally quiet outside of those dropping temperatures for tomorrow. We have more snow in the forecast before we get to the end of the week. And I mentioned how this weekend's going to be chilly. I'll show you that on your full 70 forecast coming up.
All right, thank you. Appreciate it, Caitlin. A long-standing blacksmith shop has new hope.
Got details on Geneva's city council vote that will keep the blacksmith shop up and running.
Yes, I'm with a local celebrity, and of course it's warm right now, but it's going to be getting cold again. Coming up, we're going to talk about all that you could do here at the Shed Aquarium during these later winter months and introduce you to, yes, that local celebrity. This is Poblano. She's having her snack, guys. Give her some privacy. We'll be back in a couple minutes.
Welcome back. Aldi announces plans to expand across the U.S. The major budget-friendly grocery chain says it plans to open more than 180 stores by the end of this year. That expansion will bring Aldi up to a total of 2,800 stores, with plans to have 3,200 across America by 2028. The grocery chain says the expansion coincides with the demand for an affordable shopping model. All right, tonight the Kane County Board will decide whether it is time to redefine the rules when it comes to those short-term rentals that people often do on platforms like VRBO or Airbnb.
Yeah, board members say the vote is to ensure safety and to lessen the strain on wells and septic systems in unincorporated areas. Regulations under consideration include home inspections prior to any rentals, 2 guests per bedroom with a maximum of 16 guests per property, no more than 12 rental contracts per year, and $200 licensing fees. And in Geneva, the historic blacksmith shop will not be demolished. The city council voted against the demolition proposals last night. The building on East State and North Bennett Street dates back to the 1840s. City officials say members of the community will now work on alternative ways to use the structure.
All right, are you looking for a way to escape the winter chill? Well, the Shed Aquarium is offering free admission days, new seasonal experiences, and other cool winter options.
And Gabriella Primus takes us inside for a look at what's happening at the Shed this season.
It's a very well-known spot, but you can't count it out, especially when there's free days available to you. We're at the Shed Aquarium, a perfect place to spend the late winter months, I would say, right? Even though it's a little bit warmer right now, it's going to get cold again. We have to address the local celebrity that we have next to it. This is Poblano, a macaw here. Katie, you're with Animal Care here at the Shed. There's more than just the aquatic life here, isn't there?
There is. So Poblano here is a part of our animal engagement team. We have a lot of different animals that goes to schools. We come out to the floor and do different programs throughout the day. So you never know what you're going to see with our team.
So it's not just with Chicago. If you live in Illinois in general, you offer free days for people. If someone wants to come and visit Poblano or any of the other animal life here, what do they need to know?
Yeah, that's a great question. First thing I'd say is make sure you make your reservations for our free days for Illinois residents because they do sell out very quick. But even if you've been to the aquarium before, it's always a new day here. You can always find a new little creature hanging out. We also have daily animal chats like here in the Amazon exhibit. You can see our animal caretakers feed these arapaima, these massive freshwater fish behind me. So come out and check it out and check out our animal chats and what we've got going on daily.
It's so cool, yes, because of course, like you're getting the up-close look of seeing the animal eye to eye, truly understanding, especially for those kids. But also, you know, getting to explore a city, doing kind of those, you know, touristy things, if you may. You also have a special event for strictly adults, which I think is so cool.
Yeah, absolutely. If you're looking for an adults out evening, and it's also kind of fun being at the aquarium at night, and there's different animals doing different behaviors, but we have house parties, and so we have a Heartbeat house party for Valentine's Day coming up, but also house parties throughout the spring and summer, and you can listen to local Chicago DJ legends, enjoy some cocktails, some themed bites, while also exploring all the aquarium has to offer.
Poblano, I should ask you, do you want to say anything on camera?
What do you think?
Woo.
Good.
Okay, just a little bit, a little teaser, but maybe she'll say more if you come. How special is it for kids to see, you know, especially Poblano, I guess not even kids, everyone.
Everyone. It's so important that we are connecting people with nature and them being able to look eye to eye with an animal that they often don't see in the or in Chicagoland area, you know? So Poblano here is technically from the Amazon rainforest. They are a very important species, so it's really fun for people to get an up-close look at nature.
Katie, Elise, thank you so much. We'll have more information, of course, about Shed Aquarium on our website, fox32chicago.com. Get in on those free days. I'll send it back to you.
Hey, thank you, Gabby. I love that bird. So
Poblano.
Yes.
Poblano.
More news, weather, and traffic. More news and weather, I should say. We don't have any traffic to worry about. I'm just used to saying that from Good Day Chicago.
Yeah, exactly. Hopefully it's nice and clear out there.
Yes, until about 1:30, I would say.
And then things will stack up.
All right, more news and weather coming up here on Fox 32 News at noon. Welcome back. Here's a look at some of the top stories we're following today at noon.
Former President Bill Clinton and former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton could soon be held in contempt of Congress. Couple apparently refusing to testify before the Republican-controlled House Oversight Committee about their relationship with Jeffrey Epstein. Clinton say the process is, quote, legally invalid.
Former Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot being sued by J.P. Morgan Chase over credit card debt. The bank filed a lawsuit against her last year. J.P. Morgan Chase claims that Lightfoot failed to pay more than $11,000 in credit card bills.
And the husband of a woman who was found dead in a South Loop condo building at the bottom of a stairwell appeared before a Cook County judge for the first time this morning.
Chicago tax attorney Adam Beckerink is charged with murder. He was extradited from Michigan yesterday, where he was serving time for separate domestic violence charges. Casey Cronus live at the Layton Criminal Courthouse with the latest. Casey?
Natalie and Anthony, this case dates back to October of 2024 when 36-year-old Caitlin Tracy was found dead at the bottom of a stairwell. For 1 year, no one was charged in her death, but that changed a few months ago. 47-year-old Adam Beckerink is now officially booked into the Cook County Jail, charged with first-degree murder. He was arrested by Chicago police officers and U.S. Marshals in Berrien County, Michigan, yesterday, as he was released from jail there after serving time for domestic abuse charges. Today, Beckerink appeared before a Cook County judge wearing slacks, dress shoes, and a blue hoodie. Tracy's family was in the courtroom, as they have been for all of his appearances. The hearing was brief and has been continued until Friday. Beckerink's attorney told the judge he needs more time to review the hundreds of pages of documents submitted by prosecutors and time to consider whether cameras should be allowed in the courtroom during trial. A Tracy family spokesperson shared this statement after the hearing.
Caitlin's family is deeply thankful to the Cook County State's Attorney Eileen O'Neill Burke and her team, as well as the Chicago Police Department's Violent Crime Division. The CPD has worked long and hard to investigate this case. Although the defendant's criminal convictions and sentence in Michigan brought some measure of justice for Caitlin, he must now be held accountable for his actions in the days and months that led to this moment. The state's charge that he murdered their beautiful daughter. We hope that justice will prevail and we can finally lay our dear Caitlin to rest. Thank you.
Beckerink will be held in jail until at least this Friday, when that next court appearance is scheduled for 11:30. Reporting live at the Layton Criminal Courthouse, Casey Cronus, Fox Chicago.
Thank you, Casey. Well, it's a great day outside. Very nice and sunny, comfortable. Meteorologist Caitlin Cody joins us now for a check at what's to come.
It's beautiful in the city, but if you are south of the city, you might be saying, that's not what my view looks like.
Okay.
We have a few clouds out there south, but it is beautiful, especially from Chicago points north. Temperatures outside right now are ranging in the mid to upper 40s. It's 46 degrees at the lakefront and in Gary, as well as Chicago Heights, 44 in Kankakee, 49, almost 50 in Waukegan. We are going to be flirting with 50 today, if not hitting the low 50s in a few spots. It is a touch gusty, though, so the wind is gusting right now at 29 miles per hour in Waukegan, 25 at Midway, 28 in Valpo, 23 miles per hour in Morris. So the gusty winds coming in out of the south, still not going to stop me from going outside later on. I encourage you to do the same because, yes, today is beautiful, but it's not going to stay this way. In fact, tomorrow in the afternoon, it's going to be in the 20s. We have this drastic drop-off of temperatures that you can see behind me right around midnight, about 40 degrees, and that's really where our high is going to be tomorrow. As we head into the afternoon, that's when temperatures are going to be back down to the 20s, as I just mentioned. So here's your futurecast. The clouds building tonight. We have the chance for a few spotty light snow showers tonight into early tomorrow. Most of us not going to see accumulating snow, with the exception of northwest Indiana and southwestern Michigan, where you can see the lake effect snow continues. This This is 12:30 on your Wednesday, all the way into Thursday, even hitting portions of Porter County with this lake effect snow, while the rest of us get a break from the wet weather. So it's going to be cold tomorrow afternoon. Most of us, though, not worried about the snowfall unless you are in Porter County points east, where we hold on to that chance for the lake effect snow. And talking about how much snow we are going to see throughout Chicagoland, under an inch expected for early tomorrow. Again, you might see a dusting out there. As we round the lake, though, 1 to 2 inches for Valpo. This is through Thursday afternoon, by the way. 1 to 2 inches for Michigan City, 8 to 12 in Benton Harbor. And really from LaPorte to Berrien County is where we have that winter storm watch in effect all the way into the Thursday. I would say your Thursday, but the Thursday time frame, because it is rounding the lake out of our viewing area. But our 7-day forecast does show 25 degrees on Thursday, Friday, the chance for snow back 34, and then 22 again on Saturday. Cold temperatures for the Bears game. Well, temperatures are only going to be reaching 18 as our high on Sunday. It is 12:34. We'll be right back.
This
Welcome back to Fox 32 News at noon, taking a live look at the New York Stock Exchange. Right now, the Dow Jones is trading down 314 points.
All right, time to take a look at the rest of our business headlines this Tuesday afternoon with CJ Papa.
Flying is about to get a little more expensive if you don't have proper ID. Starting February 1st, TSA will charge a $45 fee to those without real ID, a passport, or other acceptable forms of identification.
This is a continuance of the Real ID enforcement. We're trying to make sure that they are who they say they are.
Officials recommend travelers without a Real ID pay the fee in advance by uploading documents into an online portal. An encouraging sign on the economy. The National Federation of Independent Business Small Business Index rose to 99.5 in December, an improvement from November. NFIB Chief Economist Bill Dunkelberg says while Main Street business owners remain concerned about taxes, they anticipate favorable economic conditions in 2026 due to waning cost pressures, easing labor challenges, and an increase in capital investments. And a new survey shows bedtime procrastination is stealing hundreds of hours of sleep from Americans. Data shows most of this comes from revenge bedtime, intentionally staying up late to enjoy personal time, even if it'll impact your sleep schedule. The survey says Americans stay up late about every other night, which results in losing about 332 hours of sleep per year. That's business. CJ Papa, Fox Chicago.
Our noon show is going to be wrapping up here soon, but Chicago Live is just getting started.
Anita Blanton is standing by with a quick look at what is ahead for her. Hey, Anita, good afternoon.
Hey, guys, so you're saying people purposely lose sleep. That's new for me. I don't know about that. But we do have a lot. Our show is filled up fast today, so there's a lot going on between 1 and 4 p.m. Here's a bit of what we have so far. The Archdiocese of Chicago has announced that it's going to be participating in the Global Pray with the Pope campaign. And so I'm so honored that Cardinal Blaise Cupich is going to be joining me at 3 p.m. Rest assured, I'm also going to be asking him about his prayers for the Bears. And speaking of the Monsters of the Midway, I'm not sure if the smack talk level will be the same this weekend as what it was with the Packers, but we do have a sports anchor from our sister station in LA that's going to be joining me for a little, let's just say, friendly banter. Let's put it that way. That is in our 2 o'clock hour. And in our first hour, we have the one and only Harvard astronomer, Avi Loeb, that so many people love. He is going to be joining me to talk about his new papers on 3i Atlas. I'm hearing that we may get into a little breaking news with that conversation. Plus, we have a slew of live events that are going to be happening, including Representative Chuy Garcia and other progressives holding a news conference on funding and accountability for the Department of Homeland Security, and President Trump's speech to the Detroit Economic Club. So plenty of ground to cover. I will see everyone online starting at 1 p.m. for another day of Chicago Live. Send it back to you all for now.
All right, thank you so much, Anita. Sounds wonderful. Well, if you're thinking about eating more plant-based food but don't know where to start.
Yeah, we've got a expert that is going to enlighten us with some cool knowledge coming up. A vegan chef is going to join us in studio with some easy veganuary tips and meals anyone can try. It's not just dry January, guys. There's something else going on. Welcome back. It is 12:42 on your Tuesday afternoon. Look at that yummy food. January, perfect time to start something new, and that might include, I am new to this phrase, veganuary. It's not just dry January.
Right.
Veganuary. This is a month-long challenge to eat more plant-based food.
Joining us now is vegan chef and author Janae Claiborne to share tips and easy ways to get started. And I love this topic. I do feel like more people are trending in this direction because the health benefits are, it's proven, right? Exactly. So a lot of people hear vegan and they think, where should I even start? Is this going to take forever for meal prep? And what do you tell them?
I always tell people to start with what they already know and like and know how to make, you know? So you can easily make your favorite foods vegan. Some examples I always give are spaghetti or burgers or your favorite noodles, and also try new plant-based options at restaurants. There's plenty of options at even non-vegan restaurants too.
Burgers. Let's dive deep here. I've heard of the Beyond Burger, but that's about it.
Okay, so if you want like a one-for-one taste, something that really does feel like real meat, then Beyond or Impossible is great.
Okay.
However, you can make plant-based burgers with whole foods, vegetables, beans, and all sorts of wholesome ingredients at home. It's not that difficult. I've got lots of recipes for that. So you can kind of do either thing, whatever is best for you.
I like it.
And I like that because we did another story not that long ago about how people who are vegan tend to eat the most processed foods because sometimes it is strange things, and you're like, I don't really know. This is a steak. It tastes like steak, but it's not mushroom. I don't really know. So, okay, so if someone wants to try a recipe, what do you think is one of the easier recipes in your book? What ingredients will we be looking at?
Well, one of my favorite recipes in that book is a simple pea pesto pasta. So most of us are familiar with pesto, right? But I make one with basil and mint and peas. The peas give it more fiber and protein, and an ingredient called nutritional yeast gives it that cheesy flavor. And then that's on pasta. It's so easy to make. I make it all the time when I have people over, if I'm doing a potluck, because people think it's like something really fancy, but it takes no time. You can easily get your kids to help you make that too. It's really fun. You can use the food processor, but it's a good way to, start incorporating more wholesome ingredients. It's really a challenge for people. I think when you go vegan, you go to the grocery store and you see all of the processed foods on the shelf. There's vegan cheese and vegan meat, Beyond, and all this fun stuff. And I love those things, but they aren't. The goal is to eat more wholesome foods. If you really want to have the health benefits of eating a plant-based or vegan diet, then eat the whole food. So you transition to that for sure.
Got it, got it. Let's see, what would you say to folks who are concerned about the amount of protein that they are consuming on a daily basis? 'Cause a lot of people, think vegan, oh my gosh, I am going to lose all muscle mass. I'm not going to get enough protein. I'm not going to hit those macros or whatever. What's your message there, Janae?
Well, listen, you can get plenty of protein on a vegan diet. I've been vegan for 15 years now. I should have wore a shirt with my arms out because I have some guns. I got guns, okay? I play tennis. I practice yoga. I love fitness, right? Super fit. But you can get enough protein, but what you want to do, again, is focus on those whole foods. You want to prioritize things like beans and lentils, one of my favorite ingredients ever. Even soy products that will help you get a lot of protein, but minimally processed, okay? So not highly processed vegan stuff. And then eating whole grains are a great source of protein. Even oatmeal in the morning has a lot of protein in it. So whole grains, nuts and seeds, beans and other legumes, and even your vegetables, broccoli even has protein in it. So just eat wholesome food and eat enough to feel nourished and full. If you feel hungry, you need to eat more food. Vegan food has a lot fewer calories, especially, wholesome plant-based food has a lot fewer calories. So you're not going to do the same portion thing that you might have done if you were eating a standard American diet. Vegan food has more more fiber, and there's plenty of protein, but you just want to eat enough to make sure you feel satiated and nourished and full.
Finally, where can people get the book? And then also, you've been doing this for 15 years, a long time, but for people who would just get started on this, tell us how they say they feel after a month.
Yeah, so you can find the book anywhere you find books. And I remember when I first became vegan, I felt serious changes within 2 weeks. I had a lot of gut problems, digestive issues. They've all gone away and they've never come back. And like I said, it's been 15 years. But you guys should also check out Veganuary. You can sign up for their vegan challenge. It's not really a challenge, but going vegan, commit to going vegan for the month of January. And it is not too late. It's never too late. You can go to veganuary.com to sign up for that. And they will give you recipes and meal plans for free right there.
This is great. You've given us our marching orders. Nice little on-ramp to being vegan. The little 30-day challenge. I like it.
It's so fun.
Janae Claiborne, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks, Janae.
Happy Veganuary to you.
Likewise.
Thank you. All right, it's 12:47. We're back with more right after this.
The decision.
We have some great news on the fight against cancer. 70% of people diagnosed with all cancers on average are surviving for at least 5 years, even well beyond. And this includes those diagnosed with more fatal cancers like myeloma, liver cancer, and lung cancer.
Put differently, 7 in 10 people now survive their cancer for 5 years or more. That is up from only half of a year in the 1970s. This was way more lethal, way quicker. Clinical Officer Walter Stadler with the City of Hope Chicago joins us now to talk more about these really promising findings here. Walter, thank you for being here. Why don't we start off by having you comment on what you attribute this advancement to?
So I think that there's two aspects that are critically important. One is better methods for screening and earlier detection, but also there have been some major advances in terms of how we treat patients with more advanced disease, new drugs, new approaches.
Is this including like immunotherapy? What are some of the buzzwords that you can associate with some of these new treatments that people at home, if they are diagnosed, should ask about?
So there's a whole new set of drugs that are available. One major class of drugs is these new immunotherapies, which are now taking our immune system and training it so that it can fight against the cancer more effectively.
Okay, there are obviously certain kinds of cancers that are way more lethal than others. Pancreatic is one that comes to mind, which is typically deadly. What can you say about the most deadly types of cancers, how they have, how diagnoses of those cancers have improved in recent years, and how we can all keep ourselves safe?
So I think that there are cancers for which we have really good screening methodologies, prostate cancer, things like colorectal cancer, and I think those we just follow the standard recommendations for screening. However, things like pancreatic cancer, certain brain cancers like glioblastoma, we don't have good screening methods, and the treatments that are available are not yet good enough. And so one of the things that I encourage patients with cancer to do is to seek out the clinical trials, the clinical research that is going to make a difference in the future as to how we manage these diseases.
And I'm so glad you point that out, because that is an option for so many people, especially here in the city of Chicago. We've got so many great hospitals that treat cancer. What more needs to be done to continue to improve that 70% survival group of people who are survivors beyond 5 years?
So I think that there's a lot of really exciting ideas in the laboratory that are coming to fruition, that we are testing at the City of Hope, that other of my colleagues are testing, and I think we need to continue to do that. We ought to encourage patients to participate in the clinical trials that are going to make a difference. We need to continue to do the research, not only in patients, but also in the laboratories that are creating these new advances.
I guess I speak for the men here. I know we are typically hesitant and stubborn when it comes to regular screenings and that kind of thing. Walter, are folks getting the memo about new guidelines when it comes to screenings, whether it's a prostate exam, a colonoscopy, or you know, for women, like a regular breast exam?
People are not getting the memo, and I agree with you. It's men. Men need to listen to their spouses and to their loved ones to do what's important. They shouldn't just grunt, which is something that I sometimes talk about. But more importantly, many of our underserved communities, be they urban, be they rural, don't necessarily get the screenings that we recommend. And we need to do better. We need to do better in terms of outreach. We need to do better in terms of communicating the importance of standard screening, especially for underserved populations.
Walter, finally, if there's anything, like one thing that we can all do to prevent any type of cancer, what would you recommend?
I think all the things that people have heard about trying to prevent heart disease apply to cancer as well. Get exercise, eat a well-balanced diet, try to avoid stress.
Great. You can't go wrong doing any of those three things. Walter, thank you so much for your insight, and glad to be speaking with you with some promising stats, and hopefully more people get these very important memos when it comes to their health. We appreciate it, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you. Caitlin will have one final check of the forecast when we come back.
You're on, Bert.
Let's get it crunk up on that fun up in this dancery.
Oh my gosh, what a great classic song, right? The queen of hip hop and soul will headline a Las Vegas residency this summer. Singer Mary J. Blige is performing at Dolby Live at Park MGM. Her residency begins May 1st. It includes 10 dates through July. The pre-sale for tickets starts tomorrow and the general sale go on sale Friday.
All right, we are coming up on 1 p.m. on your Tuesday afternoon. It is an absolutely lovely afternoon. This is like one of those, Caitlin, I look at that picture, I want to get out on the lakefront and either go for a run or a walk.
Or go swimming.
Or go swimming. That's pushing it, but yeah, you get the idea.
Yeah, it is. It's stunning outside. We've got blue sky, sunshine for us in the city, and it feels good too. Temperatures are in the 40s and 50s. 52 in Waukegan, 47 at O'Hare, 48 at the lakefront. Temperatures slightly cooler as we get south of the city. Valpo, you're at 45, as well as Kankakee. That's where we have more cloud cover, but it is bright and beautiful in our city. And temperatures for all of us are going to feel comfortable today. So 40s and 50s, we'll take it. It's a little bit gusty out there. Keep that in mind. We could see those gusts around 20 to 25 miles per hour. But tonight the clouds build and the chance for snow is back early tomorrow. So let's time it out on our big picture here, the maps. This cold front means business. And when it moves on through, we have the chance for some light snow in Chicagoland. But most of us are going to be dry by tomorrow morning. So it's moving out pretty fast, with the exception of lake effect snow that is expected to develop from Porter County points east, LaPorte and Berrien County. You are going to have that snowfall all the way into Thursday. But for the rest of us, we get a break from the snow, but not a break from the cold. Tomorrow afternoon, it's going to be in the 20s. So 7-day forecast. That's why I'm encouraging you to get outside today, because 50 is going to feel fantastic compared to what's to come. Tonight, that's when we're going to be around 40. By tomorrow afternoon, temperatures are going in the wrong direction. It's one of those days again where we hit that peak early, and then later on we're going to be in the 20s. Thursday's high, 25. And then on Friday, 34. The chance for snow is back Thursday night into Friday. And then again this weekend, we could see some